Let's compare Taylormade M2 Taylormade red-faced stealth driver. This one doesn't have a red face. My name's Mark Crossfield. If you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel if you want loads of fun golf compares, reviews, course vlogs and lessons. But today we're comparing up this classic to maybe this modern day classic. Which one's going to come out on tops? In the comments down below, let me know. So down by the ball, M2 looks considerably larger, like considerably. Even though the CC of these two heads is probably exactly the same, it presents loads bigger. It's got the white, big, looks really chunky now actually. Like because the stealth is so subtle with the rimming of the driver, so the edging, this looks like quite brutal and big, but I mean, I still think this looks nice, and in its day, it looked really good. You got to remember, this is coming from the white, so it's transitioning away from being all white, where this one now is doing it through the face, because obviously colors do enhance performance of everything. Do you like my penguin shirt today? I feel like I'm going to go a bit faster in this shirt, because it's a really nice color. So we're not going to go too much into the tech on these. If you want full reviews on this one, I've got them on my channel. You want to get deeper into the tech, but we've got early iterations of like slots in the front of this one, through pockets on this one. This has the 60-time carbon face. This is just a titanium face. It hasn't even got twist face. You naughty boy, how can you not be twisted by now? Maybe it was actually, but maybe, I don't think it was. So we are going to see a different sound between these two, because this does have that carbon wood age sound, 20 years in the making, 60 times carbon face, which is going to give me more ball speed over a series of hits, and I've got a good data set to show you, and we will show you how that compares. Let's get hitting. For anyone who watches, I'm just setting the green at 320 now. I've got beef with this green. I'm going to get there this year. So M2 to kick us off, looks massive down by the ball compared to what you see in Stealth. Sounds great. It's that mixture of titanium and obviously you've got carbon tops on it. It's got a very solid sound. And then in turn, feel, some people ask me, why do we talk about sound? Well, the sound does relate to so much. And when you've got drivers that are so similar out on the market, look, sound, feels are going to really play their part. Once you've got clubs dialed in with their fitted numbers, you'll be like, if you fit a club, and I try to fit each club as well as I can, subject to being old and new and those kind of things into when I'm testing, like you're not going to see big differences between manufacturers. If you are, something is going wrong in your fit, or your old fit was rubbish, which is why you're seeing one club jumping in distance. It's just not going to happen for many factual reasons, which we could go into in more depth, like MOI is controlled, ball speeds are controlled off faces at different parts of the face. It's just, you're going to see subtle difference. So that's where sound and feel do maybe come in as a buying aspect. Like it's a no-brainer, a bit off the top that one, it's a no-brainer for me on looks. Like the Stealth looks so much better for where we are now with drivers. Like this was in an area where people wanted them really big, and I think we'll go back there. This is just more refined in its look, and it looks classier in its finish, where this does look a little brutal now, where at the time I'm sure I would have been saying this looked great. Like looks of the club is like fashion, it moves with time. Oh yeah, that feels good. And the numbers, I mean the numbers out of this were always good. I think M2 is close to its like perfect driver, I think. So let's compare that up to the lovely looking Stealth. Even though the CC of the head is the same, I'm guessing it's the same, pretty sure it is. This looks smaller down by the ball, so it looks deeper almost, not as kind of frying pan-y. You see a little bit of the red face out down by the ball, which is nice if you want that. Some people think it looks cheap, which I also understand. Yeah, and we're getting that much duller carbony sound, which is nice, but look at that one's doing very well. It does feel that slightly toey, it's actually fading, which I was expecting to see that one to draw, but look, it's done very well. I do wonder if the Stealth will appeal to everybody. I do think the duller sound with less ball speeds might actually sound not loud enough, but maybe let me know in the comments if you've tried it. Oh, look, a little bit of a dippy low spinner there. I mean, it's a fake one through, that's 1.5 spin, 1.4 spin, so it's got over distance from Foresight's algorithm there on the animation. You know, if you've tested it and you think it's great sounding or dull sounding, like if I'm swinging at 95 miles an hour, it might sound a bit duff, a bit dead. Like, I think it sounds nice, but obviously I'm used to this sound. I've gamed clubs with this sound, and I get it. Like, I get how that wooden era sound can feel nice. So we've got a green outlet at 320, which you see I'm not reaching. We're going to show you the numbers with the two clubs. Let's see the difference, and then we're going to see if I can actually get this green at 320 with either one of these two, bearing in mind they're years apart. So look at the numbers between the two here. It's so interesting. I mean, they couldn't be more identical, and people often say, oh, it's because the club wasn't fit for you is why it had 200 revs more and all this kind of stuff. It just baffles me how people say it. Look at the two lines. What you see here is two drivers literally on top of each other with 98% of those shots almost, maybe 95%. And if we just keep retesting, it's going to just flip over between the two. So the ball speed's the same with the standard deviation totally overlapping them. Launch the same, standard deviation overlapping them. Spin the same, standard deviation overlapping them. Carry exactly the same with the same standard deviation, and then total distance overlapping, 1 yard difference in the M2, but that is not a difference. When people say, oh, this club's 4 yards further than that one, you need to understand this bottom number. We need to understand how many shots they've hit. I see so much poor information about numbers emailed to me by watchers who have a better understanding of stats than I do, because I'm rubbish at it and just trying to get better at it, who say, oh, this person's saying this club went 4 yards further. When you look at it, it's not 4 yards further. It's one batch where it's 4 yards further on the average. Questions you want to ask yourself if you're fitting. If something's 4 yards further, can you repeat that? Like, can you do the test again? Does it come out? 99% of the time, you'll find it won't, because your performance will move them up and down. What's the standard deviation? Let's say you're carrying it 280 with a standard deviation of 12 yards, so short and long of that, or 10 yards, and then one's carrying 284, 4 yards longer on average, but a standard deviation of 13 yards short and long. They are not statistically different as much as the Golf Pro selling the product through their video might want to go, oh look, it's 4 yards further. It's just not. So let's see what we can get out of these two clubs if we start just literally going for it. I'm going to go flat out, 320 green. Can I hit it? Anyone who watches my videos knows I usually can't hit this. I think these two clubs are very, very close. You would choose which one you like the sound of by hitting them both. And I think actually more people might like M2. I think Stealth looks loads better. Do I think the carbon face is a revolution? Well, let's see more data come through. I'm not seeing it at the moment for me, but I'll test it with more people and we'll see if it actually bleeds out over a longer period of time. 320 green. Oh, I caught it out the bottom. Now we're going to add these numbers to the numbers. The other shots I was hitting at like 99%, trying to hit fairway, but still hitting them was hard. But these ones I'm literally going at my 110, if you like, and not as fast where they go. That's an afterthought. I'm literally trying to get the most. Have we got it? Because this is going to be a low spinner, I reckon. We might have this green, people. 320. Is Stealth going to be the first club to get there? No. I don't care that it's a low spin algorithm helper. I'll take it. Right. Strike and my most speed. Come on. No, it's not the strike, but it was speed. It's a faster moving club, but not a strike. Doing pretty good for a pretty poor strike. Right, can the M2 compete with a modern revolution? Let's see. God, it looks big and clumsy compared to the Stealth now. So funny how it changed. It looks massive by the ball. Oh, good speeds, poor strike. So very equivalent hits to the Stealthlet and falling into the same package of shots. While I'm hitting these, anyone want to pop onto eBay and post in the comments, let me know how much you can pick. I've got a 9.5 M2 here. Just a 60 gram stiff shaft. What can you get them for? I'd be so interested to know. I bet you ain't going to be spending more than 100 quid on one of these, maybe 150. Such a good driver looking at those numbers for that price. Because it is, they just have made good drivers for a long time basically, and I just think they're stuck. So they shout louder, but that doesn't take away from the fact they're both really good clubs. 320. M2. Go on. Go on, M2, do it for me. That's not a bad effort. Look at that. That's nice, 300 yards, M2, old. In the titanium wood age. Like the dark age, the stone age, the titanium wood age, and now the carbon wood age. People will be visiting Stonehenge in 100 years' time, but they'll also be visiting like Carlsbad, where there'll be these like stuck out the ground or decaying in the ground. The carbon wood. They say such lovely stuff, don't they? Must be funny working in their marketing department. I wonder if they do giggle at us. I do, in my opinion. Speed, strike not there, but that's as long as anything. That's getting over the 300, 309. Let's go one more with M2 and then a couple more with Stealth, because I don't feel like one of them's got an advantage over the other to get in there. I just don't. I feel like they've both got the potential to get there. Oh, if the T's knocked the light down, that's going to get there. M2's got there. Oh, get on! You're kidding me! What on earth is that? Like, what even is that? What is that? It's a 288 carry. How are you just... Right, I'm angry now. M2. Sorry, one more with M2. Oh, the T is... That needs to go straight, and that's there. Oh, I towed it and it's drawn. Where's my twist face? One more. So in theory, if M2 is getting there, Stealth should get on, shouldn't it? Right, one more M2 and then Stealth. You're getting the anger. Oh, flail off to the right. Go off to the right. This green and me are gonna, that's my 114 club, it's my fastest club. Not ever, but as in today. Stealth, a couple of goes with Stealth. Thanks for watching, everybody. See how close all these drivers are. You can go back a few years now and it's only gonna get better, isn't it, if you think about it. Drivers are just gonna be stuck and devaluing. So you are gonna be able to get a good driver at a good price. Like, as we keep going into the future, if you imagine about it, like they're just gonna get better and better and better deals. You're gonna be able to get like 10-year-old drivers that just are as good as a modern one. That's an interesting idea, isn't it? Right, come on, anger. Oh, that's a duff. That's a duffer. Ignore that, that's not, I literally duffed that. I'm not excited by that. It's a 154 ball, 900 rev spin. That's carried no more than 240 in the real world. Right, come on Stealth. M2 got me literally on the front edge. Here we go, that's a low spinner. Again, I'll take it on a more reasonable hit. Here we go. Oh no, it's not. It's a bit shorter than the Stealth and the M2. Look. Which one would you buy? Out of the two, anyone found the price in the comments? I'd love to hear. I'll look up closely at these comments. Let's see what the M2 is selling for. Right, Stealth, last one. No, I'm going to do one more because that's good speed. Just an awful toe. It stayed well straight, isn't it? There's your twist face coming into effect, possibly. I've got my speeds up through my anger. I just need to strike 113 club. That's easily enough to get there. No, again, look, it's a flail like the Taylormade, like the M2. That's going worse offline. So twist face out me and then it kicked me in the ghoulies, didn't it? So we see a little shift in the numbers, but nothing really to write home about. They're all overlapping still. Look at the two circles. Like, we can say revolutions, we can say this, that and the other, but they are overlapping more than anything I've ever seen. As they release newer and newer clubs, like every company does, in my opinion, things like this just get better and better and better value. Let me know your thoughts. I'd be interested in knowing the price of that. If you found that, let me know in those comments down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, give it a subscribe. Hit that bell icon if you're liking the videos, you want to see more. Turn the bell on so you get a notification. You won't miss any, because I post quite a lot. Thanks for watching.